if you're going to have weapon caches all over the world, that's gonna cost a lot of money, isn't it? If you're gonna
Yeah.
train people on how to be assassins and torture people and kidnap people and use C4 explosives all in these caches, that's gonna cost a lot of money. They're gonna have to travel to the training. Where are you gonna get that money? Because this is all covert. This is not funded out of an appropriated line. Because on paper, they don't exist. Well, the most profitable business in the world after World War II was narcotic trafficking, opium.
Yeah.
Where's all that at after World War II?
Vi
Oh, it's
a
over
lot of
here
it's
in South China. And
yeah,
so you have
Vietnam,
this
yeah.
entire OSS presence in China. And they're helping Chiang Kai-shek, the warlord in South China, the KMT army, fight not only the Japanese, but he's also fighting Mao. And so the OSS helps them in every way. Well, one of his military advisors at the time was a guy by the name of Paul Helliwell. Paul Helliwell is basically he was in the OSS, although he also was in the military somehow, and he is watching Chiang Kai-shek fund his KMT army selling opium. So he gets on the phone to Alan Dulles and goes, "Hey, you know that Gladio thing you wanna set up out of NATO? I got a great way to pay. Let's capture the opium trade coming out of Southeast China." And all at once, you have Claire Chennault flying the hump in Burma, which we were told was strictly humanitarian, except for that's where they moved Chiang Kai-shek when Mao won, was out of Burma. And all of these flying Tiger aircrafts are coming back and forth with all these drugs on them, but we were told it was all about food. Well,
Yeah, I've heard
Burma,
that.
yeah, Burma got a little annoyed because there's all of this crap going on in Burma. So the Burmese decided they didn't want Chiang Kai-shek living in Burma anymore. Well, there's this little island off the coast of China called Formosa. We
Okay.
now call it Taiwan. So they decide they're going to take the Chinese general and put him on a Chinese island and change the name. Well, as soon as Chiang Kai-shek gets to now Taiwan overnight, the Formosans who had just gotten rid of the Japanese, they don't want him there. They don't want to be the opium capital of the world. And so there was a resistance that immediately sprung up to fight back. Unfortunately for the Formosans, they all got killed that tried to resist because the KMT army was really good at what they did, not just growing opium and controlling it, but at killing people. And so what I didn't know until I started this, and again, I spent 30 years. I have went through just about every professional military education. I have a degree, a master's degree from Air War College, supposedly in world history about military. Um, I had no idea that when Chiang Kai-shek took over Taiwan at the behest of the CIA, that he immediately declared martial law, and they lived under martial law for about 40 years.
Oh,
That's 4 and a 0. And the KMT during this time transitioned to a political party, and they created a thing called the Taiwanese Political Warfare Cadre, which was a school that taught basically terrorists how to label themselves as a political party, El Salvador, because this is exactly what the death squad did down there. You call yourself a political party, and
mm,
then the CIA will represent you in the United States as a political Democrat party, democracy, and all about democracy, but it's a death squad, just like the KMT Army was. But as long as you call yourself a political party, you get foreign aid.
mm.
That's
Oh,
kind of they've, like, totally wrapped us around this axle of supporting some really bad people over the course of our history with USAID and the National Endowment for Democracy and
mm.
all these other democracy bullshit things. I've never seen any of these democracy, um, that result in a regime change ever install an actual democracy. They use money set aside for democracy, but they use it to install military dictators, and just like Chiang Kai-shek was. So
Yeah, I
there's
when
there's a few other
when I was
hot
looking.
spots around, but you will notice that every time that we need money
Mm.
generated, one has this flare up over here, or Israel has this flare up over here. And so I'm convinced that that's by design.
Oh.
I've thought that same thing because when I started looking to the USAID and all these, you know, the Institutes of Peace and all this other stuff, everything they've backed doesn't lead into democracy, like you were saying, and there's the other, link I was looking for as well. I mean, you've solved a couple pieces of a puzzle tonight for me, so
So they name things very Orwellian. The Institute of Peace should be called the Institute of War. Um,
The Albert
yeah, and
Einstein Institute.
the
Yeah.
Albert Einstein Institute, that's one of my favorite finds.
Yeah.
Um,
What's that?
it's